Welcome back to Vegas Dream Divas. I'm Minnie Fox, and I got my girls here with me, Judy and Helena. As you saw them earlier on the first half of our show, expressing to you the importance of self-belief, self-empowerment, and no means no. Well, Alice decided to join us. She finally made it to the studio. Alice, thank you for coming. We're so honored to have you here. Alice is an inspiration, motivational woman of empowerment, single mom. She's done a little bit of everything, and we're so excited you took time to come to see us today. Now, since you weren't with us, wonderful. So since you weren't with us for the first half of the show, we discussed relationships. So just real quick, tell us how important relationships is or isn't to you.
Relationships, I think, should be, try to stay at a 50-50. It's not a 20-80. You both have to put work into it in order for it to work.
Wonderful.
Be committed to it.
That's right. Be committed. Yeah, there you go. Be committed. Either way you go, you need to be committed with it. Just say no and know the difference. Now, the second half of our show that we're going to talk about today is this. When is consensual relationship gone too far? What does that mean? That means many of you have been calling me as a domestic violence advocate, asking questions of my opinion and how I felt about the Bill Cosby case. The Bill Cosby case is a very touchy subject, so I won't elaborate on that. It's going to play out to be whatever it is. But I do have some comments in regards to that, and my ladies are here with me. We all have an opinion regarding that case, and we're going to discuss what that opinion is as we are eating and enjoying our cheers. Now, you know I always cheers to the success of the journey of the past, present, and future of every guest on my show. So with that being said, we're going to do our toast first. Alice is going to have what we consider sweet red. I will have the sweet red, and the ladies are going to have the Pinot Grigio by Ernest and Julio Gallo. One of my favorite lines, yes, I have to admit. Ernest Julio Gallo did an entire line of wines, and they're absolutely amazing. And Mr. Lee, I love you at Lee's Liquor because he is always empowered and inspired in the community. Even though he does it through wine, he has a whole community awareness that he does. So ladies, let's do our toast. We are toasting to success, amazement, God bless you. Toasting to success, amazement, your journey for your past, your present, and your future together. And our first segment as Vegas Dream Divas. Here's to you.
Delicious.
Perfect.
I love sweet red.
Thank you.
Yummy.
Now, I want you to notice, because you know I do a little bit of interior decorating, so I got to brag here. I created this. This is simply a ring, like a ring you wear on your finger that I attach right to the bottom base of this. So you could actually have it as a coaster, or you can lay it down as such and create it as you want. Now, Savers here in Las Vegas and the Goodwill, I have to give them a plug on my show because they're so amazing and they've supported a lot of what I've been doing with the show. So thank you, Savers and Goodwill of Las Vegas. Ladies.
You're so creative.
Thank you. I try. When is consensual relationships gone too far? For example, woman meets man, man meets woman. The man invites the woman to his hotel, home, condo, apartment, or his car at 10, 11 o'clock at night, maybe even midnight. The woman shows up dressed super sexy. Maybe that's the way she feels. Maybe that's the way she is. The man consents with her to have a kiss. But maybe that kiss goes a little too far by the woman's hand or the man's hand. Alice, in that situation, when has the consensual part of that hug and kiss gone too far for that woman?
When she starts feeling uncomfortable and she states that to him and he doesn't respect it,
Yep.
then it's someone too far.
It's went too far. Judy?
Oh, 100% agree. You know, I mean, however that she felt beforehand, but the time that she felt a little uncomfortable, a little enough, and then she said, no, then that's no. No is no.
No, it's not.
Yep.
Helena?
I agree with the ladies. You know, I think the woman needs to speak up when she doesn't feel comfortable, knowing that the man cannot read our minds or read our faces, but he
Even though
can.
we're sending it.
Yes,
it's
he-
specific.
He needs to hear it in words. So we need to speak up. If we feel uncomfortable, we need to speak up.
Okay. So I'm going to flip the script because that's what Minnie Fox does as we're serving up our plates of spicy meatballs. We got a little coleslaw going on over here. We have some honey, carrots, and corn. Now while we are eating, we're going to continue to discuss this particular subject. Now I want to take it a step further and let's say that it's the man. When is consensual relationships gone too far for the woman that is after the man? Maybe she was a woman that it's been a long time since she had her boat rocked. We just being real here. Okay, so she went to visit something very simple, a glass of wine, you know, a little hug and kiss, a little touch, and then she started really feeling herself and she was all over that man, and that's not what the man wanted. When has that consensual relationship gone too far? Alice?
When he says, okay, we need to slow it down. When he starts showing signs of being uncomfortable or state that he's uncomfortable with it,
Okay.
that says no.
Okay, Helena?
Yeah, I mean, it's all about speaking up, man or woman, no matter what situation you're in, or you're in a situation with another man or another woman, you know, the same sex, and it's all about speaking up and letting them know what you're comfortable with and what you're not, you know?
Exactly.
You know, everyone is different, and nobody can read minds, so we have to speak up for ourselves and tell people
Absolutely.
exactly how far we will let them go. And speak up in the moment that it's needed, because sometimes it is too late and we wish that we did say something and we never did, you know, and we beat ourselves up later, but it was really us who put us in the situation in the first place and not letting them know it wasn't okay.
Exactly. I like how you put that because that's important, and I will make a comment about that shortly. Judy,
Yes.
same question.
Absolutely agree with those two beautiful ladies. You know, I mean, regardless, man and woman, and when we say no, let's slow it down, or no, that's not what I want. You know, let's see you tomorrow. Hey, whatever. You have to respect that. You know, you can't just say like, and back in those days, and sometimes it says, oh, yes means no. I mean, no means yes.
Oh, where did you grow up, Judy?
No means yes. No. No means yes. No. No
Right.
means no. You know, whichever the language it is. So that's what we have to respect that.
Right. Okay, Alice?
Yeah.
Same question.
That's what she said, right? Yes. And we have to respect that.
Yeah.
You have to respect
I totally agree with what she just said.
Okay. So look,
Wow, these look
I'm not against, and trust me, I want justice to be served where justice is served. So I won't go there, but I will say, did OJ do it? I would say, did Mike Tyson do it? These men that have been accused of touching and feeling. So if I can take you back just a little bit to the 60s, can we do that? In the 60s era, if you were in entertainment, it was known that, hey, this is cocaine on the table. It was known that this is a joint, reefer, a doobie, whatever you may have want to call it, right? Chink and Chong, hello, Jamaica Mon, right? It was known, the word casting couch. It was known that Marilyn Monroe and Liz Taylor back in the day, they succumbed to certain things that women today really don't do anymore. Where Hollywood changed a lot of things. But as amazing as Hollywood is, it brings the stories, the true stories, the life stories of women and people and energy, and it allows us to tell these stories to help the next person, because that's really what Hollywood is all about. As an actress myself, I've had opportunities to work with some of the greats in the industry, from Jamie Foxx to Jim Carrey to David Allen Greer. You know, oh my God, I had a chance to work with Sugar Hill, Wesley Snipes, CB4, etc. But Damon Wayans gave me my first television appearance, and I had a ball on his show and continued on Living Color for 10 episodes. There was never a casting couch. There was never drugs. There was never any of that involved. A total different world and a total different era. When you ask me questions about Bill Cosby, those of you that have called me, you're talking about an era of the 60s, the 70s. 20 years later, the women have come out and said something. We are not against what happened, what has been said, what has been felt. We just simply want to, moving forward, women, men, state your case when it happens. Not 20 years or 30 years later, where's the evidence? If you felt violated, share until then. The world has evolved and things have changed. Share until then. So many of our people are attacked. They are in disposition about what the industry has to offer. But let's talk about real life. Like they talk about what? Dating, and you're with that man, but he has consensual relations with you, but maybe that's not what you wanted. So that's what this show is all about. It's about prevention and preventing ourselves from having a certain situation. Judy, if you were invited to a hotel with someone you were familiar with at midnight and you went, what did you expect that particular meeting to be for someone you knew?
So that is a very sensitive thing, because you know who you are, you know who you're visiting, and you know you trust that person, and you know, so that you think it's all okay, the friendship, you know. But then if something happens, then you have, you know, you're feeling uncomfortable, then you'll say, no, wait, I'm not comfortable with this. Then they have to respect that.
Helena?
Well, you know, if you know that person, it's all what you guys agree on doing. If you guys are friends and you agree that you want to go farther, then that's up to you guys. And it can be decided in that moment, or it can be decided before. I think we're allowed to change our minds. I feel a lot as human beings, we're really ridiculed for changing our minds, you know?
Absolutely.
And I change my mind all the time. and I'm okay with it. You know, it's my life, and I get to choose the decisions that I make, and I'm the one who has to deal with the consequences. But I know that when I'm not comfortable with something, I speak up. And the man, when he's asking me, you know, if I am comfortable, I let him know. If I'm not comfortable with something, I will tell you. I never do something I don't ever want to do. No one forces me to do anything, and I let them know that if I'm not comfortable with something, I'm gonna let you know. It's gonna be known.
Exactly, Alice.
Okay. The way I feel about it is, I'm older. So nowadays, to me, women are putting yourself
Okay.
in conditions that scare me. Know who you're going in private with.
Say that right to the camera, please.
Know who you're being in private with. Know your environment. Know the person before you can say you can trust them. I know them.
Yes, please.
I
Alice couldn't have put it better. And we're going to end on that thought for just a moment, and we'll be right back after this break.
Hi, I'm Bobby Jones. Let me provide an inspirational thought for you. You know, in this world today, it's important that we have a connection to a spirit that's greater than we are, so that we can call on that spirit whenever we are in need. And most of us are in need many times. Well, that's the way life is. But if you know you got a Savior and someone that will listen to your prayers, it's a great thing to have. So look up, stay forward, and watch God bless.
No matter what's going on in your life, always think of the silver lining and the way that you can, not the way that you can't. That'll help you always fall forward instead of fall backwards.
I'm so glad you just stopped by the studio to say hello.
Listen, you are
Share.
VIP. This is Minnie Fox, y'all. She's thanking me. Thank you. Thank you for having me here. You know, I had to carve that time out for you.
Thank you. I
sure.
appreciate that.
And let me say this too.
Okay.
Because I know y'all see her and see her do things all the time. But for folks like me, she's real. She's a real person, man. Like she really cares about people. She really wants to see you do your best. And I just want to say we appreciate all of that, for sure.
Thank you. I definitely need tissue, Tito. I'm glad. Oh my God. I can never get over that when a comedian did that and the show was kind
The
of
main
funny.
thing, you know, if you're chasing the arts, you just got to stay true to your talent. Just try to be the best at whatever it is, your discipline, whatever you're trying to do, be the best at it. Don't worry about becoming famous or becoming a star. Be the best at your talent, and you'll be good.
Vegas Dream Divas. These are three of my divas that I've invited on the show, and we are discussing when has relations, consensual relations, gone too far. That was our subject before our break. So we flipped the script, and we were talking about men that are violated by our women. There's many of them. In the domestic violence world, there are many women that are very strong and very overpowering. And we as women, as we're standing here, can sometimes be very overpowering to the man. What does that do to a young man? Our ladies are here. We have Alice, Judy, and Helena joining me today. And what we are discussing is exactly that. Helena, tell us if a man is in a situation where a woman is the one that's the aggressor, what should he do? You got some advice for that man? Oh, girl, tell us all about it. You know what? Let me get my glass, girls. We all gonna get our glass so we can hear what Elena got to say, because this is gonna be real.
Yes.
I mean, honestly, when are women forcing themselves on men unless they're younger and the woman is older? Other than that, I wouldn't ever say that a woman is pushing herself on a man, and if she is, then she has ulterior motives. And when she doesn't get what she wants, then it's the man's fault, you know? And that's how I feel like it is. You know, we're not taking responsibility for what we're doing in drawing these men to us and how powerful we really are. I mean, all we have to do is look at them. Mm-hmm. That's all we have to do.
Shimmy or do something, bump it, back it up, or whatever. You know, you men fall for everything, and the ladies throw it at you. You need to stop it. Yeah, it's a trap.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
so I mean, we're doing that to them, and then we expect them to not look or touch or, you know, and I would say that is throwing ourselves on them. And then when they touch us, we're surprised. I mean, really, we were asking for it in the first place. And maybe if that's not what you want, then that's not the types of vibes that you should be giving off, or you should be making it known what it is that you want from this man. Because I promise you, he is not thinking about anything but sex, because that's how they're programmed. That's just their DNA.
That's their DNA to reproduce.
Yeah.
Some of them.
Yeah.
Cheers on that one, Alice. Judy, what's going on with you on that
What's
same
going on?
subject?
Again, it's the same thing. As long as that person knows who they are and if they don't want, men or women, that it says, no, this is not what I want. I mean, they should be able to stop the others. But the time that they can't, I mean, the difference between men and women, you know, the situation is the same. The difference is, you know, the men can always physically do things over women. You know, women most of the time cannot.
Unless you are a UFC fighter
Yeah, exactly.
on
So-
the women's championship,
So-
or you are a boxer
Right.
on the women's championship.
Yeah, so that is a huge difference.
Exactly.
You know, and when, like Helena said, you know, if woman, you know, push herself into a man, and then if the man didn't want to, I mean, easily he can just say, hey, you know, girl, you know, I don't
has
want
that
that,
power.
you
Back it
know.
up.
And that's all it is to it. But the time when sometimes, you know, a man is looking for something more than that. And then, you know, he says, I don't want to. But then he'll do it because he has, you know, something else
Right.
looking for. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
What we're doing today is that we're spending a little more time than my normal 30-minute segment. I want you to know that. And I hope you've sat down with a notebook and a pen and paper and you are able to write down some of the suggestions or the conversation that we're having today, because it's so important. Especially our young ladies out there. You're being raised by maybe a single mom or even a single dad. Kudos to you. Some of you are in a 2-parent home. Kudos to you. Others of you are out there raising yourselves. And man, if Alice can say something, or Judy can relate something, or Helena can interject something that's going to make a change in your life, then it's all worth it. Because that's what our show is about. We want prevention to help you. Alice, in the midst of it all, when that man is approached with that woman that's being overbearing to him, what do you have as a suggestion to that man to overcome that so it doesn't later come back to him as a slap in his face?
Run. No.
Run. No, look right there and say run.
Run, baby, run. I got tickled at myself.
I know,
Lost
right?
my thought. That was my first thought, baby, run.
Okay, baby, run.
Because
Run, baby, run.
She's on a mission, and she has the wisdom, and just run, baby.
Just run, baby, run.
Just
Now,
run, baby,
just
run.
being on a real tip.
Okay.
Some women are conditioned to be subservient to the men. Some women are conditioned and raised as their culture to serve. Others are raised to produce and reproduce at a very early age. Others just get it as they go along. So whatever category you fall in, we just want you to have a little bit of awareness for the pros and cons of the side of where you are. Judy, I want you to comment about what I just said.
So that's all, you know, kind of based on what I originally said. The relationship and how you grow up and then how you raise your child is so important. I mean, it means so much that, you know, self-awareness, self-love, and then if you love yourself and if you, you know, knowing that this is the type of relationship you should have and then you want, then you will never push yourself into, and you will never put yourself into that kind of situation, because you know, if you're important, you are important, and you will never be in that situation. I mean, that's the whole thing. I mean, and I think the relationship starting from the very beginning, early age, is so important.
I just want to close out my show with one comment from each one of my special co-hosts on an inspirational thought that they would want to share with a woman or a man, and then I will follow up with my comment. And please, if it means anything to you, prevention and intervention, if it means anything to you as far as consensual relationship, when has it gone too far? When does no mean no? When did we pay attention to what each other is feeling? Alice.
The main thing that comes to my head is respect yourself. Respect yourself, others will respect you. And as women, we have this special sense. If that's your first thought, what you feel in that situation, that's what it is. Acknowledge that.
Acknowledge that. Truly. I like saying her name. Earlier in our first half of the show, it was the way you say everyone's name. You say, Elena, with the, right? And the Judy, right? And then Alice wasn't there, so we have to say, Alice. Yes? And then, of course, I'm aMinnie, right? Okay, we're just fun and having a good time. Elena, your comment.
Well, guys, just be aware of your surroundings and know what's around you and who's around you and what you're putting yourself into, because we get to control our environment and how we respond to it. It's not about what happens to you, but about how you deal with it. And so let's deal with it in a way that's going to be, productive, self-love, and going to be, always looking out for number one. Because if you're not looking out for number one and having that self-respect, nobody else is going to. So it's important that we take care of ourselves, and we're in charge of our own happiness. So it's important we do what makes us happy and brings us joy.
Well put.
Well said.
Judy.
Well said. I mean,
What's up, Judy?
all the ladies said everything that it is the perfect things. I mean, I agree with all of you. The self-awareness, self-respect, self-love. You have to love yourself and respect before you do anything. And then if you do that, you know what to do. Because you are the most important thing.
That is true. Now I'm going to comment on 4 things that I love about these 3 ladies. Number 1, this one, eyelashes. Who does your eyelashes? Do tell.
Yes, honey. Every day doing my own
Spend it all
lashes.
yourself.
Like 2 minutes, girl. Why you gotta spend a bunch of money and time? It's not even worth it, but I'll tell y'all about that later.
Eyelashes. And then we cannot get past the, let me put the platform. Here's the platform. Bam. The nails on this one. Isn't this amazing? Aren't they beautiful? I said I want to get my nails done like that just one time so I can feel it. Right? Who does your nails? Give your nails stylist.
Yes, her name is Roxana. She is amazing. She's absolutely wonderful, beautiful, and she's from Romania. She is my best friend. Yes.
Does she have a discount? So if you come from the mini
Absolutely.
pop show, can I get my nails? Look, so here's my fingers. Let's see. Bam, there we go. Can we do that?
Yes.
Alice, I've always admired your hairstyle. Alice always does a little something just to cover up the eye and everything. Alice, who does your hair?
Girl, Alice does.
Oh,
Alice hair.
That's what I'm talking about,
Ain't nobody do it like
self-sufficient.
Alice. It's all about creating the illusion.
Creating an illusion and looking over the eye. She does this very well. The illusion over the eye. Well, ladies, this has been real. Well, say that, I'm sorry.
I've been doing it hair since I was 14.
Since you were 14.
Wow.
Wonderful. And I do know you do makeup.
Yes, I do.
That's right. So, other than the relationship component, if you are a woman that has other talents that you can share with other women to inspire and motivate them to do well, then that's what you should be doing. I need to give a plug to the Avenue here in Las Vegas. They are northeast, southwest of Las Vegas. The Avenue is normally known as the Full Figure clothing store to shop at. They have everything from 14 and up, all the plus sizes. But guess what? I like to shop there for their jewelry and all the little knickknacks that they have. So we want to thank the Avenue for the wonderful gifts that they've donated to our show right here in the front. And we're going to make sure that each lady walks away with one of those gifts. Make sure you shop at the Avenue, ladies, plus sizes. Now, just because we are Las Vegas Dream Divas and we look the way we look doesn't mean that we have excluded any of you. We are representing all women of Las Vegas. So if you have a particular look and you would like to be a special guest on our show, please contact us at the end credits and I would love to have you on our show. Entertainment, business, beauty, fashion, oh, and don't forget the nightlife, because we are here in Vegas. Our community and our heartwarming stories is what we are bringing. Remember, Vegas Dream Divas, we will be all over Las Vegas at the finest shows, the best restaurants, the hip hop nightclubs. We're gonna be getting our dance on, our swerve on, having a good time, and we're gonna bring you right there with us. Thank you so much for tuning in. We greatly appreciate you taking time to listen to what we had to share. For guess what? Life is going to be what you make it. And we want you to make it the best from the inside out. Till next time, Vegas Dream Divas on the Minnie Fox Talk Show.